Hi there, this is Kathy Crow at the Crow Cottage, and it is a sunny day finally. It was cloudy all morning, so it's nice to have the sun out. And thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. We are going to do the stamp set Arrange a Wreath. Today is going to be a little shorter than it sometimes is, I hope, because I cut out the wreaths. I'm going to only cut out one wreath. I'm going to make 4 cards, I think. We'll see how many I get to, but I'm hoping to get to them because I cut out a bunch of stuff at a time. We'll see what I get to, but I wanted to remind everybody that our DSP sale is still going on. You only have a few more days, and today I'm going to use a lot of this plaid one. But I also am going to use this Feels Like Frost. I want to show that to you. And I pulled out some old stuff. Now, one of the things that I like to do that I don't think a lot of the demonstrators do is use old stuff. I like to use our old stamps. I like to use our old DSP. Hi, Mary. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining me. I'm so happy that you did. And I hope it's sunny there. You know what? Our sprinkler system is still on, and I'm really scared. Every day, it's like I'm so scared that it is going to go bad. Oh, Kathy Crow from Illinois. Awesome. You joined us. It is I'm so happy to see you. It's always great when you can join us. So thank you so much. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to get my share basket going. I am going to have to pop on tomorrow, I bet, because I probably won't have time to do it today, to do my share thing. I can't believe I didn't get it together. Let me look and find my basket, because I saw, let me see who I've got in here. I think I usually have the same group, so let me see if I have. I'm going to just really quick peek. I didn't take the names out, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to just do it based on who usually shares, if that's okay with you. I don't think I had anybody new come on with me that I could see. I try to check it during the weekend and see, and I don't know that I did this weekend. This weekend we, Jeff, my husband Jeff, sweet guy, he needed to substitute preach for our preacher this you know, so it was a nerve-wracking weekend for him. He survived it, and he did okay. Thank you for sharing. Yay, Trudy, you are on with us again. Now, I know Trudy won last. She's been on a winning streak, Trudy. So, anyway, it looks like I think everybody's in there. I don't know if I saw Jewel. Yes, Jewel's in there. Okay, all right. So, I am going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and just do this really quick. You know who I didn't see? I do not think, Kathy, I don't think you were in here last week. I think maybe we missed you because I didn't see that you shared. Go ahead and let me know if you shared last week's. I'm going to take just a second here to try to get my video up on our screen so I can see your comments once I put the camera down. Oh, let me put my glasses on because I can't see way over there without it. And then while I am doing this fooling around, Kathy, if you could just say, if you did share, go ahead and write it down, and then I'll quickly put your name in here before we do that drawing, because I think you're the only one that I don't have in this basket right now that's a possible person who might have watched and shared. Okay, let me get my sound off. I do not like, do you like hearing your own voice? I don't. Every time I hear it, I always think, man, how can people stand it? All right, it's probably not so bad when, oh, you missed last week. Okay, well, thank you for letting me know that. All right, so we are going to go ahead and we will do the drawing because it's always fun. This is fun for me. I send you a $5 coupon. People are collecting those. Man, I think one person has redeemed it so far, so I might have some pretty expensive redeeming going on in the future. We'll see. We'll just see. All right, today I'm moving my hand around quite a bit in here because I'm hoping, Trudy, I love you, and I'm not wishing anything evil on you, but I'm kind of hoping you don't show up again in this, my drawing, because I think you have for the 4 weeks in a row or something like that. So let's see who you are. Ah, Mary Falconer. Congratulations, you won. All right, so Mary, we're going to put you up in there, and good luck, ladies, all of the rest of you, for the following week. I'm going to put my basket down here. and we will get going. Okay, so today I have some fun things in mind for you. Also, oh, Pam, you are watching. I'm sorry you didn't win, but thank you for sharing when you do. I'm not sure if you did, but if you do, wonderful. I do want to just remind people really quick. I know some people watch and kind of hide and lurk in the shadows because they just kind of want to get an idea, and they don't want to, you know, put a whole bunch of time into it. And they also, I think, are hesitant to acknowledge that they're part of the audience because I think people think that unless they're participating, like, I'm going to be hurt about that, and it's not that way at all. I do really appreciate the participation. Not only does it help Facebook to know that, yeah, indeed, this is a human, not a robot sitting here in front of the camera that's on, so they like to see there's humans interacting. So that's, you know, one reason that Facebook will share your stuff around, because they see there are humans watching, not just, if there's no interaction, I think that you know, there's a lot of electronic stuff that's going on Facebook right now. And so that's good for the Facebook sharing aspect of it. I like to have people interact with me because I don't like doing this all by myself. It's not as much fun. So when I get to see your comments, which I will in a minute, I see some are coming up, but I can't read them without my glasses on. Then it's more fun for me to do this, but also I really appreciate that I get a chance to get some advice from you. I have been doing this for a long time, and I don't think it'll ever matter how long I've done it. I'm still going to be learning things. Like just this morning, I found out about water stamping. I think our team is going to do this next month. Our team has got some projects that I already mailed to them, and we're going to do together as a team. But ladies, we are going to do water stamping on the next one, I think, because I'm excited to do that one. It looks fun. All right, so please interact, but if you don't, I also don't mind, because again, the bigger the audience, Facebook is happy to see bigger audience, I think, even if no one's watching. So if people who don't want to interact at all, I totally get that. That's not a problem for me either. I just like to have people watching, because then I get the benefit of getting your wisdom, your comments. People have told me, you know what, your lights, I can't see. That's been really helpful. Or they'll say, you know, it's fuzzy or whatever. I mean, all of that is very helpful. I wouldn't always know these things if you didn't tell me. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and get going. So today, I did break out some of my old DSP, because to be perfectly honest, I love the plaid. But our plaid DSP this year is a good multi-purpose plaid, and it's good for fall, which is the season we're in right now. But I kind of was missing some of our old Christmassy plaid. Do you remember? We had wrapped in plaid last year, and oh boy, it was so Christmassy. And so I grabbed some of that out. I bought a bunch of it because I loved it so much. And I don't know if my card, I think I might have one card today where I'm using it. Do you remember all the nice navy blue and all? Oh boy. And then I even grabbed, now I'm not making a card today with this, but I have almost used up the last of these snowmen. And I think that's one of my all-time favorite Christmas DSPs. So if there's a favorite that you like in there, you are going to want to get it while you can get your 15% off. This is our Feels Like Frost. I'm sure you've seen it. It was from last year too. And I almost hate to use it on a card because the photos are just so beautiful. They're just stunningly gorgeous, and plus I don't know, they're large. They're large images. They don't always lend all that well to a small card. And yet, because they're 6x6 and not 12x12, you know, can pretty much only do a small card with them. I think these would actually be better used with photo layouts. You know, like memory book photo layouts is what I'm talking about there. So I don't know. I don't do that. So I don't know. I've saved some. I am gonna use these. Now the back sides are gorgeous too. So it's like, well, what do I do? Which one do I choose? If you did not buy this paper, get it while it's on sale. You will use it over the years. There's a little snowflake that popped in there. I don't know where you came from. All right, so today one of the wreaths I'm going to do, let me grab out this first card, actually, is the one we are going to make with one of these papers. Okay, it was the one that I showed you that had yeah, you love that feels like frost. And yeah, Linda, that water stamping does sound interesting. And you've been a stamper for quite a while, so you might know. I was thinking, after I looked at it, that it's similar to when you do the bleach stamping. But I think you're going to like the more subtle look of the water stamping. So if you Google it, you'll see it. There are some videos out there. So this is the card base, the DSP I'm using for this card. And I took the back side of one of the foil sheets, one of the ones that has a either one, I don't know which one I use, but one that has a very strong silver foil backing. And I cut out our wreath from that. And then I took our Seaside Spray cardstock and did a Seaside Spray berry wreath and a rosy Rococo Rose wreath, and I'm gonna I want the Rococo Rose more on the bottom. So in order to kind of get this to, rather than I could just take my, oops, now I've got them, now they're fastened securely like a lock. Instead of just laying them on top of each other and kind of hiding the one behind another, I do want them to meld a little bit more. I'm going to put that silver one on top because it does sort of disappear if I don't lay it right on top. But I'm going to join these kind of like a friendship ring here. And some's going to be on the top and some is going to be on the bottom. And then by doing that, I'm going to get a little bit more of a blend of these two colors. Otherwise, the one on the bottom sort of disappears on you. So this way you can kind of play with it and get your little berry strands the way you want. You can have some of it sticking out a little more, some of it sticking out a little less, So you've got like a half and half look here. Now, if you don't like that, all you have to do is just untuck and redo. I'm thinking I have a little too much rosy showing there, so I'm gonna untuck a little bit and get a little bit more of the Seaside Spray. That's perfect. Okay, so there's my little wreath that I cut out from the silver. I cut out some of the flowers. Again, this is all from that stamp set, the Arrange a Wreath. Okay, it's a nice one. You get inside of it. Oh, you haven't done any water stamping? Oh, Trudy, you made your Christmas cards with the pack last year, so you probably don't want to do it again yourself. You're probably done with it. I didn't. I bought the DSP and hadn't used it a lot when Stampin' Up! Announced they were going to bring it back. So I sort of deliberately set it aside to use this year. Yeah, Diana, you think so? You have done that water stamping? I bet you have. You might not even remember that you have done it. But she literally just... Now, one place I saw where they get a paper towel really super wet, and she uses that like an ink pad. But one lady just sprayed her stamp and then made sure it wasn't dripping, and then just like, anyway, there's more to it, and we'll get into it when we do our team meeting, all right? Here are the dies. You get this cute little love heart. Oh, it's cute. You get all of these little flowers, and you get a nice circle that you can use to attach your little sign. You get a nice sign that you can use to put all of these sentiments on. And I'm not doing the sign today. We're going to do the little love one first of all. And I really love how the pears stamp up. You're going to like that. We're going to do one of those, I believe, too. All right, so I just took my little love heart and stamped that out, and all the little words come out. If I'd really noticed that all the little letters were going to come out usable. Our L-O-V, our O has a little hole in it, which is to, looks fine here. It's a little funky as a word, but that's okay. Kind of looks like L-C-V-E. I think I'll have to double that up because I want that on my card. If I'd known it was going to do that, though, I think I would have used my adhesive, double-sided adhesive foam on it, and then I could have just stuck it on there. Those are going to be a little bit of a bugger to glue on, aren't they? All right, and then here's our Seaside Spray ribbon. You just have to have all the right things, and you're going to have something really, really cool. You know you are. All right, so here we go. Let's just assemble it. There's our Seaside Spray, and I think this is a standard size. I don't really know. I kind of just cut it out the size that I wanted it to fit that wreath. So the bottom is actually a little larger. That's 4.5 by 5.5. Okay, and then this is most likely, I'm not going to measure it, but I suspect then that this is 4.25 by 5.25. My glue's kind of getting out. I might have to grab out a new glue bottle out there. I don't know if it's all gummed up or if it's actually dye. Oh, that's a brand new one. I don't need the brand new one. I know I have one here that's not brand new. That one's got like I bet one of my people in class quickly opened that, because I don't know that I would have done that, but sometimes I do things like that, so it's possible. It's pretty gummed up too. Let's take a piece of paper and get some of the gross off there. All right, here we go. Very good. So my sprinklers just went on. I peeked out there just before this time, because I think it got down to 27 on my, not here. I don't know what it actually got here, because I haven't gone out on my porch to see, you know, because I'm tucked away in bed at that time. It's dark outside, and I'm not going out to see what it actually is, but I'm a little bit afraid of how our sprinkler, they're not getting shut off till Thursday, and originally they had predicted that we would have really cold weather last night, and then it would warm up a tiny bit today and tomorrow and the rest of the week. But now they're saying it's still going to be in the 20s until like Thursday, which is when our water's being shut off. So anyway, I'm not really sure how that's all going to work. All right, now I do want a nice little tag under here to put my sentiment on. I could just stamp on it. I really don't want to cover up this photo. It's so pretty that I think I might just stamp right on my card. And so in that case, let's just do a really simple one. We've got best wishes. That's going to be about as simple as it gets. So I think we'll just do that. And then I can do this for best wishes is going to work for everything. Oh, I've got a heart on here. Let's do Happy Heart Day. We'll just make this a Valentine's card, since I've got a little Happy Heart Day. That will be perfect. Now I think I've left my sparkle glimmery purple snowflake in that pack, because it was probably an extra, and it'll go really nicely with those purple Highland Heather and purple posy photos. But this one's pretty much your rose and Seaside Spray. Okay, let's see, what color do we want to make this? Want it to stand out. I think I'd better use, I think I'll use Misty Moonlight. That one's a pretty good match to get a little bit darker than the Seaside Spray. Might be just a little bit on the light side. So we'll go with Misty Moonlight. And I've got this here just to see, where are you going? Okay, you're going to go right there on that little bright spot in the photo. Happy Heart Day. Very cute. I might have ice fountains. You're right. I might. And you know what? I went out to see, what was going on, and my maple tree, which is right outside the window here, has got some really pretty frozen water droplets. And when I looked at them, I thought, ooh, it's pretty, but I'm not really happy to see that, because the box, you know, the irrigation box that has the valves, has 2 valves, is right under that maple tree, and it stays in the shade all day. So of course it's a fairly cold spot. I thought, oh man, I hope that box. So as our sprinkler moves around the house, it hasn't gotten to the shadiest spots yet. I'm going to be looking, I'm going to be eyeballing it out there and seeing, are you all on? Are all you little guys on? Because I'm sure hoping you are. All right, now I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just stick my dimensionals under these big globs and then and hope that they stick all 3 layers. I don't know that they're going to, but I can always put on some glue. Like that silver one looks like it's not getting stuck at all. The other one might not be either, but we're gonna just start this way, and then I can apply some glue as we go. But this is gonna help us get it down a little fast. These guys, to do little individual petals on the berries, can be a little time consuming trying to get it all stuck on there. So we'll just start it out. Oops, that stuck to my nail nicely. Now it's sticking to that nail. Okay, there we go. So we'll put you on there, and yeah, it looks like everything stuck pretty well except for the silver. So let's grab some glue and we'll just put a little bit of glue on you. Just gotta hold it a little bit or it won't stay. And then we'll get it stuck on there. All right, very good. I saw on my news site that a question of, is there going to be anything that people are going to feel nostalgia for in 2020? Thought that's a very good question. You know, people look back in the past and think nostalgically, oh, remember when we did this? Remember when that happened? That was so wonderful. And the question is there going to be anything in 2020 that people are going to look back longingly at? And so that just made me think, I wonder if I can think of anything. Isn't that cute? That little love just is a really cute addition here, I think. And you could cut out another heart and get a colored backing on it if you want to, but I'm just going to make sure I place it so that I have some blue under there from the photo, and that will work out well too. Like I was thinking, you know what, I suppose one thing that people might look back longingly and think, oh, that was nice. Drive-in theaters have made a comeback in some areas. Now, I think my son said in Spokane, Washington, I live in Washington State, I think he said that there was a drive-in theater that was opening up. We loved those when I was a kid, and sadly, they had all disappeared by the time our kids, I think we took our daughter, who's 36, I think she's 36, we took her to a drive-in when she was an infant. She wouldn't remember it because they'd all closed, you know, before she got old enough to really remember. Okay, this is going to be the bugger, is trying to do these. Okay, this is going to be fun. You're going to really laugh at me on this one. I might have to get my tweezers out. I really wasn't thinking ahead much. I wonder if I should even get going on this. I'm going to be sticky, and I think I might regret it, but let's grab the tweezers. I'm scared. I'm scared about that. So let's grab those. We'll put our little words right there. Anytime you cut something out that's cute, it's hard to throw it away. This word is really the discard for this this die, but I hate to just throw good things away. I am going to have some glue on the sides. I mean, that's going to be inevitable because of the nature of this tiny, tiny die. Where do I want that opening? Let's put it up more on the top where it's supposed to be. Okay, there's what's supposed to be an O. They'll get it. Let's see. Try to get you on the side. Yeah, Freddie, it's good to see you. How are you? And Andy, it's nice to see you too. How are you? What is new, Freddie, is that my sprinklers still are on and I'm scared. I'm scared. It's going to be interesting to see if my sprinkler system survives till Friday. Thursday is when the system gets turned off. So I guess I'll know when he blows it out. Last year, it again was surprisingly cold here. Oh, I'm going to stick you a little bit on that O so you can cover up that. And we are doing Arrange a Wreath today, in case you are wondering. This is that DSP, that first Feels Like Frost DSP. So pretty. Using that today. Well, for this card anyway. I'm not going to use it for the other ones. I've got like several plaids we're going to do today. This is the hard part. It's just putting on these words, which I could have thrown away and not used, but decided I'd give it a go. Okay, now the easy part. You can stick on your little flowers. So I did a Rococo Rose flower. I actually did stamp it, but I stamped it with Rococo Rose, and you can hardly tell. So if you want it to stand out more, you will want to take your Rococo Rose and maybe put Flirty Flamingo or something on there instead of that flower. And then these, these have a nice little center that we're going to put rhinestone or something on. So I'll just stick my dimensional right there and not worry about it showing. So I think when we took our daughter to that drive-in, it was showing The Great Mouse Detective. That's how long ago it was. And it had, don't go there. It had been out for not too awfully long. But since it was in a drive-in, it obviously wasn't a first year release, so I don't really remember what year that came out, but it was a cute cartoon. I think we watched Snow White with it too. Jeff and I loved taking our kids. I mean, we would have. That was the only one we ever did go to, but we would have loved taking our kids to a drive-in because we remember doing that as kids and having a wonderful time. So it was kind of a sad thing that disappeared. So that's one nostalgic thing that people might look back on in 2020 and say, well, remember we got to go to... I know I have another flower, but I don't see. Oh, there you are. There's a couple more. The dies that come with this, there's at least 4 of these little flowers, so you can cut them out in one go. You don't have to stand there at the machine cutting and cutting and cutting to get this many, so that's nice. I was trying to think of all the things that you might be nostalgic for with the year 2020, because I'm thinking this year there's not going to be much nostalgia for this decade. How about delivery services? I don't know about you, it depends on where you live. Oh, Mary, you like this set? Oh, hey, Sylvia, it's nice to see you. How's it going up there? Or I guess I should say down there. I guess down would be the right direction, although it would depend on whether you were heading north or south from me. Could be up, could be down. Okay, there we go. So there's that. And then you're going to want to find some pretty little jewels to put in there. And I know we've got in our stash of stuff, I know I've got a holiday, you know, remember those holiday rhinestones? There were, oh, there they go. There's some gold ones. Ooh, I don't think I want gold there, though. That'll be no good. We need something that's not going to clash with that. Well, I don't think I have any. I wonder how our red ones will look. Let's peek at that. Red maybe. How about green? I've got some green. I don't think green's gonna work either. No, I'm not gonna want green either. How about dark blue? Let's go with dark blue. I think dark blue is probably gonna be my go-to on that. I'll do one and see. Maybe. You know what? I think your silver, I bet you I have a silver pearl, and I think I'm going to like the silver pearl better, but I don't know if I can find it in my stash. I'll look here quickly, but if I don't see it quick, we'll move on to the next. Oh, there we go. I think this is a new pack. No, it's not new, but it's close to new. There should be silver down here. There you guys are. I'm going to like silver better. Once you get those stuck to your nails, they don't ever come off. It seems like it's like, forever trying to get that off. So we'll just use the tweezers, even though I'm pretty shaky, I think, this morning. And I did have a cup of coffee, so that's probably why. Normally I don't have a cup of coffee on Mondays until maybe in the afternoon, or maybe not at all. I might even just wait until Tuesdays to have a cup of coffee. But today I did it because I think having 1 cup of coffee, even 1 cup, I think has helped my metabolism just a tiny bit. Isn't that funny? I went online to see, okay, what kind of things will help a person's metabolism, and all of those diet pills, they haven't changed. In the 1980s, when I was a teenager, they all had like mega caffeine in them, and they weren't healthy, but you know, if you're not overdoing it, it's not going to kill you. And I thought, well, shoot, if it's just caffeine, I'll just drink some coffee. Okay, I'm not going to put the back of the card on. You get the idea. Isn't that cute? All right, so now let's go on to another one. This one is another one with that first frost. This time I'm taking some, oh, where's my ribbon? I did want some ribbon on there. I don't know that I need it, though. It's pretty cute without the ribbon. I just didn't even use it, so I think we'll skip the ribbon on that one, and I'll play with it later. All right. This one I'm going to want to use some ribbon. I did some balmy blue, and let's peek here and see what the 89 degrees in Florida. Ooh, wow, that sounds sweet. Oh, Sylvia, that sounds wonderful. Not raining, but a nice long holiday in summer weather sounds beautiful. We're not going to be getting that. It's going to be a cold winter, I'm feeling. Like that's 6 inches, and this is 4 3/4 inch, okay? So we're just taking, I decided let's just make it big enough because I want to have some of the you know, sun-spotted sky, and some of that lovely wintry scene, and some of the lovely wintry ground. To get all that and to get the matting, I needed a bigger base. So we've got balmy blue. I wanted that to match my wreath. This is Misty Moonlight. So we'll stick that on. Oops, that's my dead glue. Let's do this glue. Yeah, Linda, I gotcha. Oh, Freddie, hot and sticky, that never sounds good, though. I'm going to have to get used to hot and sticky if I move. I'm going to have to get used to it. Do you get used to it? I'm hoping that you do. Maybe not at 89 degrees, where if we do move, which is still a big if, it won't be to as warm a climate as Florida. All right, I don't care for too hot, but, you know, you just make adjustments. You go where you have to, right? And you make adjustments. All right, so Misty Moonlight. I thought Misty Moonlight would be the closest match to this blue. It doesn't match as perfectly as some. This is Smoky Slate. Okay, because I just thought, oh, you need something a little more neutral here and I didn't want silver. Silver would have looked good too, but I just didn't want to use any silver cardstock. And I hate to use the silver backing of this DSP. It's pretty, but I love the photos so much that I don't want to use the silver backing. Just My edge is a little rough there. Oh well, we're gonna live with that. Should have tried trimmed that a bit. All right, then we'll do this on top. Now the thing about making your cards like this is that you can just keep, that's the dead one. I need to remove that from my desk. There, now you're gone and I won't use you anymore. The thing about oh, I don't even know what I was going to say. I think I totally lost my train of thought. My mouth sometimes just keeps, you've probably noticed a little Biden moment. The mouth keeps moving while the brain is not engaged. I learned that technique as a paraeducator trying to teach low kids who, if I let a dead moment of silence reign, they would have filled it with nonsense and bad things. So your mouth just keeps going just to keep them quiet. And it's not a good trait to continue as an adult, but boy, once you kind of master that, it's hard to stop. All right, let's go ahead and tie a bow and see what we think about it all. I do really love this silvery ribbon. It's pretty. Okay, how about anything else? Can you come up with one thing that is a nostalgic thing? I'm telling you, it's hard to come up with even one thing that, which is sad. Sad that in a year's worth of world events, okay, we're talking world events, you can't come up with one thing that would be a pleasant, nostalgic memory for that 1 year. We're not even talking decade here. We're talking 1 year. So I had a hard time. Here's one, depends on where you live, I suppose, whether this would be a pleasant memory or a negative memory. When the Duke and Duchess of Sussex decided to give up the royalty and go live in the United States like, you know, like they can. And that's so hilarious that they would even consider it. And laughable. Boy, some people have it pretty rough. Those poor little poor little rich kids. Pretty tough. All right, so now we'll just do a little snip. That edge is okay, and it was so short, I don't want to snip it. And then we can adjust that bow as we want to. And we could tuck it in, we can tuck it over, we can do whatever we want. Let's leave it right where it is. It's actually pretty good. And then I can just put in, you can see what I did. I took the wreath, and again, I just inserted one side in, one side over, and that way we can get a fair amount of you know, balmy blue and silver. Let me poke out a couple of spots I didn't do. That wreath actually cuts out, when I do cut, I am going to cut one out for you. When I get to that part, you're going to see it does cut out really easily. I didn't even use the roller on any of them. It just came out like a dream. Of course, that's why some of them were not disengaged. Boy, that, when I've got 3 layers on, I can kind of just willy-nilly stick that on, but with only 2, I'm going to have to be a little more careful where I place these dimensionals so they don't show. Okay, missed it. No, I don't know if I am going to move, but if I do, we're kind of, I don't know, we're just sort of looking around. I'm not sure where, and, but it won't be Pennsylvania, sorry. It will be a red state, and Pennsylvania used to be reliable. It's not anymore, sorry. Wish it was, and hoping this time it'll redeem itself. Definitely it's going to be a red state, and that's why we're leaving Washington State. If we leave Washington State, it's because we're sick and tired of having all of our money pay for abortions and needle exchange programs and the destruction of the family, you know. So anyhow, yes, Freddie, we can live inside. Yeah, when it's hot and sticky. You're right, we can. But I like to be outside, and I know you do too, so how did you get used to that? Okay, I don't, in fact, just these last few days I've been making so many cards and it's been really cold, so I've been inside. I haven't been out on the bike much in the last week, maybe once. And I start to get, I think my brain starts to get really I get very oppositional. Maybe that's a good way of saying it. Very oppositional to everything when I'm inside too much. All right, there we go, little wreath. You are so cute. All right, I love that. But we need a nice white tag on this. So let's take a look at maybe our tasteful labels. Now these are the labels I am going nuts over right now. There's this little flag, pretty cute. I don't want to cover up again too much of my scene. This one's probably my favorite, but it's hard to fit a sentiment in there. Let's see what we can find. I'm gonna find something because that's the one I want to use. Let me remove some of my trash so I have room to bring over that die cut machine, because my camera, I moved my die cut machine so it's right next to my desk, so I could just move the camera over there. And the problem is that movement on that camera, on the phone, it just throws it into a tizzy sometimes. So I find it's just been easier just to grab the machine and stick it over here. All right. I think I'm seeing my sprinklers on this side. They're on. I think they're all doing fine, I think. Yeah, I think they're all doing fine. So, yeah, that's good. By the time 1 o'clock, which is what my sprinklers are going on at 1. So by the time 1 o'clock comes around, it should warm up enough to not be too bad. I brought out a few sets here. Let's see. Sending a little something that might fit. Let's see. Will it? Not quite. Might have to drag out my itty bitty, because itty bitty is going to have something that will fit. We can use this as a holiday one. Even Happiest of Holidays is going to be have a cozy Christmas. Ah, so close, but not quite. My goodness. We might have to go with the old For You. A little bit disappointing, I suppose, if somebody was thinking they were getting a very loving card. I could just stamp For You on here and not even put the tag on. What do you think? We'll do it, and we'll just try it with this first, and then if I don't like it, I can do that. Oh, Virginia, that's right. It's not Pennsylvania. Okay, so Virginia. Yeah, thank you, Freddie. Virginia, I don't know. Virginia, I think Virginia, you also are iffy on your affiliation loyalty. I could be wrong. You can correct me right now and say you're all wrong. You're full of it. It's solid red state. I'd be happy to hear that. All right, here we go. For You. In what is that? Misty Moonlight. All right. I really like this So Sentimental word set because it has so many big ones. But the bad thing about it is that I frequently forget to make that the main part of my card because it's so big. It has to be the main part, or you're gonna totally lose what you're doing there. All right, For You is going to fit. And we will get that on there. I got it a tiny bit crooked, but not too bad. Considering how quickly I was trying to do that, that's not bad. And where did I put my dies? There's this. Ah, there you are. There's the card we're working on. Okay. Okay, so again, the royalty moving away from the UK, they might actually be not sad about that. That might be a nice nostalgic memory in the future for people to reflect on. Better use the mini dimensionals. And it could just as well be a happy reflection for many in the United States who would say, remember when we gained royalty for one brief, probably. I think they had trouble almost immediately upon arrival because our press isn't any friendlier than the UK press. Imagine that. And so pretty much you get flack no matter where you go, depending on what your biases are. Okay, we need to have a little sparkle probably on there, don't you think? Just some little sparkly. We've got these really cool iridescent pearls. Those are very iridescent-y, but I think just sticking with it. Oh, here we go. This is what we need. The snowflakes. Now, I think I had an old package of snowflakes. These are ones from last year, and they're very white. What's the deal with these? These are, it just says adhesive-backed snowflakes, but look at those. They're multicolored. Wow, that's pretty special. They're like definitely, I didn't even know that. They're definitely multicolored. Lovely. I kind of like the white ones. All right, so we've got a few little snowflakes there, and that card is done for you. You could do this. This is going to definitely be a birthday card for me, for someone who has a birthday coming up in the next month or two. Okay, so there's that. Let me put you with that and put you on a safe, this side that's safe. All right, here we go. This is where I am going to cut a wreath out for you because I wanted to show you how beautiful it cuts out our foil. Look at that, that's gorgeous. So what I did is I took our green foil and I embossed that evergreen folder, and oh boy, so pretty. So we're going to take that. This is our old DSP from last year, the wrapped in plaid, and that's going to be our card. But I want to show you the die getting cut out. So before I assemble that, let's go ahead and grab a piece of that green foil. You don't think of them as royalty? I like to think of them as royalty, as a lark. It's you know, I mean, people like to give titles. I don't know why, because titles rarely indicate any kind of superiority other than the fact that you've usually, well, a title like that is like completely unearned. It just happens, you know. So sometimes the titles we think we give because they were earned ended up in reality not having actually been earned also. So titles in general are kind of an amusing thing to me because I've known people who earned them, and I've known people most of the time they weren't really earned all that much. So they just sort of happened, kind of like the Nobel Peace Prize these days. All right, so we're going to do arrange a wreath with the wreath. So you get your berry wreath, which is pretty cool, but this leaf one you're going to like. Now the bow, I'm going to show you the bow. I'm of a mixed mind about the bow. The bow has two parts to it, and you know, in one of my cards what I ended up doing is I did a silver instead, so you could really see it. So it looks pretty cool, but you do have to, you've got two parts, so it's a little labor intensive. I think we have other bows that I like really well too that aren't quite as difficult to do. Well, and it's not even difficult. It's just a matter of you've got 4 steps. You've got 2 to cut them out, and you've got 2 to glue them together. Hey there, Michelle. It's nice to see you. How are you doing today? All right, now I'm getting this out. I don't know that we'll even need it, but just in case, I'm getting it out. I want you to see, oh, look at that. And that wasn't even with our fancy, metallic. This is just our basic one. And look at those little leaf veins. Oh, ho, ho, ho. It's a nice one. Look at that. Look at that. Very nice. Very nicely cut out without any effort at all. And we'll put that away, put all of this away. I am not going to need you. I didn't think I would, but anytime I ever say anything, I always end up being made a liar. So I decided I'll be prepared. Okay, so there's an extra piece of green. This one, again, to get the foil and all, I needed a big base. So this real red is, looks like 4 7/8 by 6 1/4. So this DSP is 4 5/8 by 6. I do like this back. Isn't that pretty? Let's see how that would look too. Ooh, I might like that better. I did want plaid, but I might like this better. What I really like are those trees. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, and red's fairly strong, so I'm going to just leave it in the back here. And this is just a stitched circle. That's a generic die. I think our stitched shapes circle is about the same size, though. You could use that. And we'll offset it, maybe. I kind of wanted it offset, but the problem with that is my green's getting lost. Let's put the red under it more there. Yeah, that's nice, but it's a little too red and green. We're going to stick with this. One thing about it is, like with every photo arrangement you do, or a room arrangement, or a flower arrangement, or any kind of embellishment you even do on yourself, you want contrast. So if something is like there's too much matchy, you might want to rethink. Man, that coffee is like, I think you've had enough. Pretty good. Pretty funny. Okay, beautiful. I did cut some of this gold because I kind of thought I might want to use it. And we'll see. We'll see. Like that. I don't know if I'm going to want gold after all. Because it's, for one thing, it's not exactly a match to that. And I also don't want to cover some things up. So I'm not going to use that at all. We'll just go ahead and glue this down. Although probably dimensionals would have worked better because it's very, we're still, are you guys still riding? Are you guys riding bikes? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you riding horses? That would be even better. Now, I've never been able to do that because we've never lived in a place where that would even be a possibility. I've had friends that were riders, but not me. Not me. Okay, I don't think anybody's going to have any fond memories of the riots. You'd have to have been a rioter to have fond memories of those riots. So that's something we're gonna, I'm hoping we will remember fondly the days those ended abruptly, like not happening. Okay, that would be a fond memory maybe, but even that could be ugly. So I'm not sure about that one. How about, in Washington State, in Blaine, Washington, in fact, the first murder hornet nest has been discovered, which is good news. They already knew the murder hornet was in Blaine, Washington, because they found them there several months ago. And so hopefully now they'll be on the road to eradication. That would be nice. The rest of the country doesn't need to share China's murder hornets with us. But in Washington, environmentalism and all, I don't know. I know what I would do if I found any of those nests, and it wouldn't have anything to do with continuing the murder hornet species. And probably in Washington State, they will do a fairly good job on that. You know, as in most states, the farther you get away from your capital city, the more normal life is. And these people oftentimes who have some power on stuff like spraying and dealing with pests, they actually have livelihoods at stake. So whole crops. I don't know if you've heard, but our wonderful governor, who I hope is not reelected, managed to spread an awful apple maggot all over our state when he was visiting us, because he was trying to show he cared that our state was burning down because of his fire policies, his forest management policies. So yeah, sometimes the capitals of our states, they're like separate from the whole rest of the state. They don't live in the same world we do. They sit in their little marble offices and think, really? I wonder what they do over there on the east side. I wonder what they do. Are they even human over there? That's sometimes the feeling you get. Okay, I think I got all of those unstuck. And we're going to just offset that a little bit. Okay, now my tag. Here's a nested stitched die. We're going to stick that on there, and then I'll get a nice little white stitched nested label with a sentiment on it. And we'll be all set. I think one thing that is kind of a good memorable thing, the adhesive sheets I have, and they work really good. In fact, since you were asking, I'm going to show you a card that I just made like last night or the night before, I don't remember. And I used those here on this Peace and Joy, because see how that would have been a bugger. So that worked out really fast and easy. You just use those. Oops, where did they go to? I stuck all of my embellishments on top of my sheet. There we go. So here's your little adhesive sheet. They're very small sizes. I was disappointed by that, but I do think that you can buy similar things elsewhere in big sheets. And I don't know, because I haven't examined that. I don't really care. I'll stick with the little Stampin' Up! Ones, because I don't need a whole lot of... It's mostly going to be stuff like this. Like this leaf would have been nice to do that way, but I had already cut that out earlier, so that was ready to go. And now, I love this evergreen embossing folder. Look at that. I just took some shaded spruce and sponged heavier in some areas, and this is Pool Party is the background. So that's how that turned out. I better put one more right in there in the middle just to support it. Okay. So puzzles and game, board game companies, I bet they're doing well. And there's probably some families right now. I've heard a lot of people have spent better quality family time together because of all the things that have been canceled. And so I was thinking maybe there are some nice little families out there that'll have fond memories of their quarantine days when they spent a great deal of 2020 playing some fun family board games. That would be a nice memory. We can do a Christmas one for sure on this one, right? We've got Merry Christmas. Let's see how big it is. Merry Christmas. It's fairly small. It'll work. We'll just go for that. I don't need a very big one. All right, our stitched nested dies. Where are you? I should have grabbed you out earlier. I'm having a hard time finding you. You're here somewhere. I've got stitched. Ah, there you are. There you are. Okay, so we'll grab that out. The next size down is this one, I believe. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Let's go with Night of Navy on this, just to get that plaid to work with everything, hopefully. All right. What is, okay, somebody's writing all year long, and I'm jealous. Oops, that didn't work. Let's try it again. There you go. It gets so much, we get so much rain sometimes at and just so cold. Like today, I do have my long johns on underneath my pants, but I might be a little too warm. When we're all done and I flip the camera up, we'll see if I'm sweating. I feel fine right now. It's kind of cold in this room, so my long johns, and I don't have them on, you know, I'm just wearing them on the bottom. I'm not doing the top. I figured my top part would stay fine. Okay, I'm going to just do this on the side here quickly without you having to watch me cut that out. And move the board and all of that. And we get that label. It's a little crooked, but it's going to have to be good enough. And then maybe I could have probably stuck my ribbon there. Let's look at that. Did I throw my ribbon away? No, there it is. How about, do I want my ribbon on there? Because if I do, I'm going to want dimensionals. Let's see. What do you think? Too fussy if I do that. I think this will be just fine, because otherwise that's going to just be too much. They always say it's crooked. That's the only thing that's kind of bugging me, is that my words are crooked. But I can always plop a new one on there if it bothers me that much. And then up here, you might want to do something. I don't know. I just kind of like it as it is. All right, so that's that. Here's something for the autumn. This one's going to be cute. All done, pretty much. Again, we're having to go with a fairly fat base. This one's going to be a bit shorter because I wanted to use that brick wall. And I didn't even do anything with the folder when I did this brick wall. But if you want your brick wall to stand out more, you can emboss. And did I do it with this one? This one, I don't think I did it. Where's the one that I have where I'm not seeing the one I have. I did a brick wall, and I put that card away where I put some crumb cake, I think, ink on the embossing folder, and it makes those bricks really stand out nicely. But I didn't do that with this one because I wanted it to stay really yellow. I took this same DSP and cut the wreath out of that. And then this is, I believe this is terracotta tile. I didn't really want it to be orange necessarily, but you could have done it with pumpkin pie. This is pumpkin pie. This is pumpkin pie. And again, this one's going to be a bit on the long or on the wide side to get it all in. This is 4 5/8, and that is, yeah, almost 6, probably 5 7/8. Yes, I know. You would miss, Freddie, you should take a drive. You're close enough to a lot of really nice fall places, aren't you? That you could take a nice drive and see some fall colors. I don't know, maybe it's a much longer drive from where you are than I think it is. Some people like to take long drives. I used to enjoy it more. I just don't have the patience so much for it anymore. And I think partly it's because I'm a scaredy cat in the car. I used to not be as afraid of other people's driving as I am now. Okay, so I just, what is this? This is Bumblebee, I believe. And it's got to have, with all of that dimension, it's got to have added oomph to it with some dimensionals. It's just going to make it stand up and salute everybody a bit more, because it's not just a flat old piece of yellow cardstock there. All right, let's see. What else did I think was a good thing? Oh, here's another one. One thing. Now, this is something I actually might... I think we all could agree. We would look back fondly on this. When the manufacturers all came together, and their employees, and worked so hard to produce enough masks and hand sanitizers for everybody, and I'm hoping toilet paper, because that's what we needed. Seemed like the most. And managed to, I guess, because we didn't ever actually run out of toilet paper. I thought we might, but we never did. So that was really a neat thing when everybody came together for that. It was a brief period of time. The media managed to spoil it as quickly as they possibly could, but for a brief time, people were eager just to be helpful and happy to be helpful. I do think those people still are. And those days aren't gone. They just aren't talked about on our social media. Facebook, are you listening? Shape up. Because, you know, we don't really need you. You think we do, but we really don't. Okay, here we go. Put our little... This is our Stitched So Sweetly, and it is so cute. This is, this used to be called Stitched Shapes, I thought, but now I'm thinking about it, it's actually called Stitched Labels. That's what it's called, Stitched Labels. It's an old set. These dies, I don't know if you have it, but if you don't, you're gonna want this one. It has this circle with these, it's kind of a bugger to cut out, this one, but it's worth it. Little tiny circle. This label too doesn't always cut out easy, but if you're careful, it's fine, and I love that one. The ticket is cute, has this little stitched heart. These lines are handy if you want to do your own stitched frame the size you want. And then the one that I've got here, and then this is a very nice stitched background. Doesn't cut out, it's just a background. So anyhow, I think that's still in our catalog, but I know it's not going to last long if it's even there still, because it's been there for quite some time. Now we're going to put this here somehow. I think we'll just do it here, and we're going to just layer everything. I have this white one here to stamp on, and then we've got our little cute Have-A-Hoot pumpkin guy. He's gonna go down there for a nice fall. This could be a good fall greeting. Okay, so he's got a jack-o'-lantern. I really didn't want to do, you know, I have other pumpkins, and did I put them away? Because I'm thinking what I might do is cut our cute little owl away here and put a different pumpkin in his place. Okay, we're gonna just do, we're not gonna do this as a Halloween now. I am gonna have to find a pumpkin to fit him, but I will. I will find a pumpkin, and I did have a wood one on here. Oh, here it is. I don't think that's big enough though. That one's gonna have to, I'll have to find one. I think our Gather Together set has several pumpkins, and I'm gonna find it. Now, pumpkin on this set would have been nice, but they don't have one. So we will just use the sentiment that says give thanks, and then I'll find a nice pumpkin there. You could put the little partridge in the corner. That would be cute. Maybe I'll just do that for this card, just to have it done, because I don't necessarily have any, you know, I'm not terribly concerned about. We better do pumpkin pie for that color. Yeah, toilet paper for Christmas. You know, Michelle, I think that doesn't work now. I think everybody's got their toilet paper, so that's a good thought, but it would have worked if it was another time, but I don't think we need it in this go round. I think I'm wiggling a little much. Must be that coffee still working, because every sentiment I'm doing is just looking a little fuzzy. It's like I had maybe one extra martini or something before I came in here. Just got a little bit of an extra wobble going with my stamping today. All right, we're gonna just go ahead and glue, because I don't need extra dimension when I already stuck dimensions on that other one. Okay. All right, very good, very good. You're gonna have to use your imagination. I'm not gonna put the dimensionals on that so that we can move on. This is the last card. Okay, so this is the last one. And oh, here it is. Here's the one that I did the brick with. So I didn't do it like, you know, putting the ink in the embossing folder though. Because I wanted to use that Delicata metallic ink pad on top just to get some of those bricks to have a shimmer, and it worked beautifully. So you just emboss your folder, I mean your cardstock with your folder. Oops, that's not even a Stampin' Up. Here's the gold. I might have used gold, I might have used copper, I don't even know. You could use a sponge, you know, if you want to be real careful at your placement, but basically I kept it flat and then just gently rubbed it really gently so that it didn't go down, you know, into anything. Okay, and you get a nice little sparkly brick top. And then this is fresh fig. Oh, that's kind of a large one. Where did you go, ruler? I've got so many things laying about here that I'm just gonna have to do some cleaning to find my ruler. There you are. Yeah, with 3 olives. Very good. Actually, if I was going to be drinking, it'd be something like, this is 4 3/4, so that's not too wide. It's this length that's pretty long. This is 6.5, because I wanted to use these labels and this brick wall. I'm spitting as I speak, which is why you wear a mask, I guess, so that you're not spreading your spit germs all over the place. I think there was a funny video about people with their masks and how many germs they were spreading because of the masks. That was pretty funny. Okay, here we go. Bumblebee. And this is the plaid tidings. This is a color that I found hard to use, so I've been making myself use it up. Some of the plaids that we get are better than others, and then I find I like to use those forever, but ones that are a little more of a challenge, I've discovered it's best to just try to get it used up, and then it's not going to be hanging around in your paper stash forever. Because if it's a color combination you don't like all that much, then you're just never going to get to it. So best to get it used up. And I don't know what this stripe is, but it matches our fresh fig perfectly. So it might be, I don't think it's rich. It might be Blackberry Bliss, actually, if you looked at it. Now, you could look at it because on the package, it probably even gives you the colors, but I don't have my package handy. I have no idea where it is with those words on it. All right, there we go. So this is Cajun Craze. And that gold just is really nice, I think. And we might even, I don't know if we'll need this. I cut out some crushed curry, baker's twine already, and then separated the strands and then put them together again. So I've got this nice soft baker's twine, and that's what I thought we might use. So we'll just see. We'll see as we go what I end up with. I don't know. All right, here we go. We'll come up with another one. Now this is something I am going to hopefully not remember fondly. Hopefully this will be a stay, okay? Something that came about in 2020 because of the COVID thing that's not going to go away, I hope. And that is a lot more outdoor seating for every restaurant. I have loved that. Now, granted, it's been warm and it was nice sitting outside, and it's not so nice right now. And I'm not happy that my favorite coffee place has still not opened up its inside seating. Are you serious? Jeff is sitting in his car every morning because it's too cold at 6:30 or 6 or whenever he gets down there. At Barracuda's, it's too cold to sit outside. It's probably mostly dark yet at that time. And sitting in his car, they are getting it ready. I don't know what kind of regulation they're waiting for, because obviously they'd be open if allowed, and they aren't open yet. We're going to leave that little piece. Can't get that backing off easily. Anyway, it's been nice to have all the outdoor seating, and because restaurants are back up to a reasonable capacity, I think even here in our very backwoods place, I think that they don't need all of their outdoor seating anymore. But they could add some of those wonderful heat things by the tables, because we have sat out even, I think at New Year's once, we went to our river restaurant for a New Year's Eve thing. So they were packed, and we sat outside, but with the heat on, the heat lamp thing, it was toasty warm. It was nice. Of course, I weighed 100 pounds more then too, so I don't know, maybe now I wouldn't be as comfortable, because that's why I'm wearing my long johns right now, is because... Bye, Freddie. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening and a lovely dinner. And, okay, now some kids are going to be really sentimental about the fact that school was closed all this time. They're going to be like, remember the days we didn't have to actually go to school? You know, some kids are going to be that. Some kids, of course, are going to be really sad about it. All right, so I did take that same plaid, cut out the wreath. This is the bumblebee. This is Fresh Fig and Bumblebee and Whisper White, okay? All right, so what I want to do a long sentiment. We've got Sending Healing Hugs. I think that might fit in there, all right? So I'm going to do that because I think I am needing some more Get Well cards. So let's do that. I really like that one, Sending Healing Hugs. And I think I know I've got that paper hug one somewhere, but I can't remember which stamp set that one's on. Let's see, what color do we want? Let's do Fresh Fig. I'm not using my Fresh Fig much anymore. Oh, let's see where I want it, though. Where's that wreath gonna go? Okay, the wreath's going to fit on there. Ooh, I might have a hard time fitting my words and my wreath. My wreath might have to hang down, and then I'll put it up at the top. How's that? Okay, so we'll put that at the top. Oh, thank you, Mary. I'm glad you like my nails. I do, too. This is a really nice one. This is Color Street. $11 a pack. I don't sell it, but if anybody wants to know where I got them from, I'd be happy to tell you where. There's a lady here that sells them. There's also one that I've been buying from who's a friend of my daughter-in-law, so I've been actually getting them from her. They had some really cute... She'd sent out an email about 2 weeks ago that they had new Winter Wonderland nails, and I went on, and the sale was starting the next day. I mean, they weren't even available yet. They were going to be online available the next day, so I was too early. Okay, I'll save the email. I didn't get rid of it, but I was busy and didn't get back. And I just this morning went on that site to buy some of the Christmas nails, and they almost all of them were sold out already. You have to be quick. When they had a cute penguin one. They had, I think, 1 or 2 of their holiday ones still available. I just thought, fine, I'm not even going to place an order. If you can't have your products available when needed, because it takes, when I order them, it takes about a good 2 weeks before I get my packs of nails. And I order a bunch at a shot, so I don't have to order all the time. You get, if you buy 3 packs, you get a free pack. So I always order at least 4, obviously, and sometimes I do 8. And 8 will last a very long time. You know, it can last up to 2 weeks, because they're not as good as if you get it at the salon, but they're cheap, so it's not that big a deal. And then I can have new nails all the time. It's kind of fun. I only am doing it just because you guys have to look at my nails anyway, so I figure they might as well look better than they normally would. And it's kept them longer. That one's pretty short because I do a lot with this hand, so those 2 are always breaking off, and that one too. But the other ones, you know, that don't get used so much are staying nicer, much longer than they normally would when I wasn't doing polish. Polish doesn't do it. I've tried polish. It doesn't strengthen them. My nails are super weak. Super duper weak. Okay, let's try to get the leaf and the berry stuck together. So I only need to use this one method of application for my, oops, that's showing. Let's try it again. Don't tear off. Yeah, I'm gonna have to live with that one. Okay. I'm running out of my minis here. I'm gonna have to get a different pack if I need to glue any more. But I think we can make do. There's a teeny tiny one. Okay, that's going to be close. Let me see if I've got, there we go, there's some more. Nothing worse than having your wreath fall off because you didn't put enough adhesive on there. All right, I think I do have one kind of showing there, but we'll try to tuck it in. There we go. One thing is kind of nice that people might remember fondly. I don't know about 2020. If you never really like to leave your house anyway, this is the one time you've been allowed to stay home all the time. You never have to go anywhere. If anyone invites you to something and you don't want to go, or you're just, you know, supposed to go, but you don't really want to, you can always just say, you know what, I'm terribly sorry, but I just don't feel comfortable coming out. And you know, that works. Any other time of the, you know, your life, if you say, you know what, I just don't feel comfortable coming out, but thank you for that invitation, people won't accept it. They'll just look at you like, what are you talking about? You're not allowed to use that excuse. Well, right now you are. So we need to appreciate that because it won't last forever. At some point, we will be going back to normal. Okay, there we go. That is so cute. I think we're going to use this as a nice little bow on the wreath. Won't that be pretty? There we go. Cute, cute, cute. Ah, lovely. Your baker's twine is so much prettier and softer when you just separate all of those little strands. It's kind of a nuisance, but this is from our Nature's Twine pack. There was the Mossy Evergreen, Crushed Curry, Cherry Cobbler. I think that's Cherry Cobbler. Isn't that what that's called? And Was there another color? I don't really remember now if there was. Seems like there might have been one other color there. Okay, maybe we'll put it high, low. What do you think? How about right there? Okay. There we go. So cute. All right, you got all your Christmas cards done. I bet a lot of people have because they've been, you know, home and able to. So these are all of the cards we got kind of done. I think I still have to attach the wreath on this one. But all of your little arranger wreath has all kinds of holiday uses. I think you're going to really like that one. And this one is not is a ranger wreath. That's the leaf that goes with it. And look at those acorns. Isn't that cute? All right, so I'm going to try. Let me see if I can do it. Try to flip my camera. Oh, good. I think it flipped. It flipped without flipping out, because it's been saying rotate and it's all closed off and not working. So anyhow, thank you so much for watching with me. Boy, I'm pretty messy today, but that's okay. It's just, it's not even, I can't even blame it on the wind. We don't even have wind today, so that's nice. I'll be able to go out on a bike ride today. And I've got my long johns on to do that. I can put a coat on and I'll be all set. So I'm going to go get some fresh air. I hope you are able to also. And in Florida, maybe the rain will stop so Freddie can too. That would be nice, wouldn't it? All right. Thank you so much, ladies, for watching and sharing. And I will see you next week. Next week. Big day for us here in the States, the day before our election. So it should be exciting. And once we've passed that week, I think everything's going to be better. So let's just continue to look forward to that and continue to pray about the outcome, I guess. Thanks a lot, and I will see you later. Bye.